Hey VC, it's Joel coming at you from Planet 13, and this is my Record Store Day 2019 Black Friday edition. And man, did I spend a lot of money, more than I wanted to. I only wanted to spend $70 and I ended up spending $190. And that's because there were some deals. I won't show those albums. I'm just going to show the Record Store Day albums. And I got my number one choice, which is the first album I'm going to show you. My number two choices, two and three choices, I wasn't able to get. Those were the Alice Cooper albums. There was a Dragontown album release and a live album. I'm not too upset about that. While I would have loved to have gotten them, I'm okay with not getting it because they weren't. I don't think they were colored vinyl or anything. They were just on black vinyl, and I'm sure I'll be able to buy it on the secondary market or online tomorrow. I don't think they'll sell out. And then my fourth choice I picked up, so I'm just going to get to it. So my number one choice was this. It's shouldn't be a surprise because it's in the thumbnail. It's Saturday Morning Cartoons Greatest Hits. This is a bunch of alternative bands from the 90s doing cartoon theme songs. And most of these did not appear on any of their albums. This is kind of exclusive to this album because it would kind of be weird buying a Sublime album where they'd sing Hong Kong Phooey or Reverend Horton Heat singing Stop the Pigeon, or Matthew Sweet singing Scooby-Doo on his album. So yeah, very cool. I originally bought this in 1995 on CD, and it's always been one of my favorite albums. I wouldn't say it makes my top 10 of all-time favorite albums, but it's probably top 10 of most listened albums. That's for sure. And when I bought it back in the day, I bought also the VHS. So this has all the videos, and it's got clips of Drew Barrymore in between kind of introducing the videos, and she's on her couch eating cereal in her pajamas, wearing slippers with their buddies, and it's all right. If you're interested in watching something like that, I'm sure it's available on YouTube. But back to the vinyl. Here's the back. A lot of great songs on here. My number one favorite song on here would be the Ramones doing Spider-Man. This was the only way you could buy it for a long time. For the studio version, you could buy the live version on two of their live albums that they put out before they retired. And then, yeah, a lot of great bands. So we got Julia Hatfield doing a song. Shout out to Hannah from Omaha Introvert. I know she loves Julia Hatfield, and Matthew Sweet and Liz Phair. So this would be a great album for you, Hannah, if you're watching. And lots of other cool bands on here too, cool songs. I like the Tripping Daisy song quite a bit, which is called Friends. And yeah, just a great overall album. Really cool gatefold with lots of neat writing about the actual songs and shows. And they just talk about the composer a bit and the shows, because back in the 90s there would be a lot of nostalgia for like 70s cartoons, and that, the internet wasn't going strong back then. So this was the only way you could kind of read about this stuff way back when. So yeah, very cool. And it came on colored vinyl. So the first disc is on translucent green. And you got that like Frankenstein guy eating probably Frankenberry. And then the second album is on, I don't know if this is purple or blue. I'm colorblind and I could never tell the difference between purple or blue, but you probably know. And it's on like a translucent purple or blue. So yeah, I was very happy to get that, And so the next album I got, again, it was my number 4 album I was chasing after. And I sat there and I was like, yes. And then I saw the sticker price, and it was the same price as the Saturday Morning Cartoons. It was 50 Canadian dollars, which is basically, I want to say about 40 ballpark American dollars, which seems a lot. And it was only one album. It wasn't a double LP. And yeah, so when I saw it, I was like, I'm not paying that much. And then I walked around the store and kind of debated it. And when I went back, it was gone. And when I went in, there's 3 copies of it. So all 3 had been picked up during like the 2 minutes I walked around the store. So I'm like, okay, it was meant to be. I wasn't meant to get it. So I went up to the cash, and the guy ahead of me was buying 3 copies, all 3 copies of that album. And he was, I'm pretty sure the guy was a flipper. And the lady at the counter, she's like, I'm sorry, you can only buy 1 copy. It's our store policy. So he called his buddy in, and his buddy bought one. And then I guess their plan was to walk out and come back in because he asked the lady, he's like, can I just walk out, come back in and buy it? And she's like, yeah, I guess we can do that. And so that was their plan. And then I got up to cash and she's like, oh, I hate flippers. And she's like, do you happen to want to buy that album? Is that something you're interested in? And I was like, yes, I do. And I wasn't really doing it to be malicious. I was just like, well, I guess, I do want that album. So yeah, I bought it. And I should show it. It's Pearl Jam's Unplugged album. So yeah, it's a great album. I haven't listened to it yet, but I had this on CD. Always liked it. Liked the songs. Like Pearl Jam. Just, it was pricey. And again, I know record store days, always pricey. I just felt for one album, it shouldn't have been $40. Didn't even come in an anti-static sleeve, which was kind of a pet peeve. For that kind of money, expect some quality, but whatever. I guess they kind of priced it up because they knew it would be in demand, and why not get the money and run? I'm not saying Pearl Jam's doing that. I'm saying either my record store or their label. I don't know. So I'm not going to complain too much. I know there's probably a lot of people out there who would have paid a lot more for this and are kind of pissed off that I got it and are saying, like, shut the hell up, stop whining. So yeah, I'm going to shut up now. And then the last album I got isn't a record store day exclusive, but it is to Canada. And it's from a record store chain called Sunrise Records. And it is Queen's Jazz. So this comes on pink vinyl. This cost me 24 American dollars, I'd say, which is still a little pricey, but this is always an album I wanted. And there is some quality here. You get a nice gatefold going on. And there's the back cover. Some great songs on here. The most popular ones would be Don't Stop Me Now, Bicycle Race, and Fat Bottom Girls. So yeah, this came on pink vinyl. Came in an anti-static sleeve. So yeah, pink vinyl, very nice. It's not translucent, but it's cool. And I'm trying to build up my Queen collection, so I was happy to get this because I never had jazz on vinyl. And it came in an anti-static sleeve, but it comes with the original sleeve too, which is very cool as well. And then finally, it comes with the insert, which I cannot show because there's an awful lot of nudity in it. But this is basically a 3-page insert of, I'd say, 40 naked women on bicycles. So yeah, very cool. And that's all I got. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving if you're in the States. If you're in Canada, hope you're going to have a great holiday. Yeah, that's all I got to say. So until next time, cheers.